Hi, I'm Jason, and this is the Cultural Breakdown. Director James Mangold is actually a really talented director. I'm just starting off like that. I mean, he's done a lot of good movies in the past, but when you're being held down by a studio whose president is basically forcing certain agendas into you, there's really nothing that you can do. I mean, you can maybe try to polish a turd up a little bit, but I mean, ultimately, if you're operating from like a flawed concept, there's only so much you can do to try to salvage it. I think James Mangold understands that, and he's trying to run defense for it right now before the movie comes out. And ultimately, it is projected to bomb really bad. I mean, maybe the worst of all time. I mean, some projections say that. I don't think it'll be quite that bad. Possibly the top 10 worst movies of all time, though. I mean, that's within the realm right now, and he knows that, and Disney has to be panicking as a result of all early projections. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny director James Mangold admits most movies are not about anything. Says his is about getting old. I mean, I guess that's a fair thing to do. Okay, yeah, and this is from a recent interview. He did kind of lead it up to the movie, trying to really get people riled up to go see this one right before it's released. Uh, this is what he said during that interview. The barrier that had to be crossed is when I saw the script that they had, I realized why the thing hadn't gelled yet. And this is the early version of the script, not necessarily the one that he made, but actually, if the early one was that bad, I'm wondering what it was like. That'd probably be at least fun to watch for just comedically bad, but whatever. Which is, it was nothing inherently wrong with it, but it didn't seem to work about anything, or didn't seem to be about anything, which is not necessarily out of the ordinary for movies these days. Yeah, and James Gunn recently said the same thing concerning superhero movies, saying that studios make a superhero movie, they liked it or it did well, so they want to make another one without actually thinking about it or whatever. It's just doing the same thing again, maybe just another Skybeam, or it's a multiverse thing. I mean, they just try to keep doing stuff because they think it prints money, and for the most part they're pretty good, but I think audiences are starting to get bored with that now, so they're expecting a little bit more of a quality, and studios haven't caught up to that. At least they're not capable of that kind of quality. But yeah, going on into that interview, so what occurred to me very strongly, this is James Mangold, was a kind of a bracing dose of honesty that I just tried to see if I unloaded this on everybody, if they'd all just run for the hills or stay with me, Mangold continued. And what that was just that the strong feeling that this needed to be a movie about getting old, and that my star is pushing 80, at this point pushing now firmly in the grasp of it. And there's no way around that. You can't make one of those pictures with the guy pretending he's 45 but in his late 60s. There's no fudgy room. He's an old guy. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that you make the movie about, oh, my back aches. It means you make the movie about someone in their final chapters of their lives who is reckoning with all that's happened and what it's left to happen. And I think this is also, and I understand he's trying to run defense saying this is what the movie's about. But keep in mind, we've had previous rumors saying that this is basically a Kathleen Kennedy's way of shoehorning in Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character as the new Indiana Jones, kind of doing the spin-off. She wants to do a spin-off of Indiana Jones because it's already established with the Star Wars franchise that she hates George Lucas and wants to get away from everything that he's done. And no other better way of doing that in her mind than to do a bunch of self-inserts. She already did that with Rey, and now she wants to do it with Indiana Jones by having a female character take over where Indiana Jones left off. So what way to do that is you retire the old one and then bring in the new one. And from early rumors about this is basically Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character leading Indiana Jones around on her adventure, and then pretty much like sets off to go on another adventure. I haven't seen it yet, but those are like the early rumors about this. Those have been out for some time now. I am going to check out the movie tomorrow to give my full review on it Saturday, just to see how it actually is doing, but that's just what people are saying so far. And I think what James Mangold's saying, he's trying to avoid actually saying that this is about a Phoebe Waller-Bridge vehicle for her own franchise, by trying to distract in a way of saying this is about something else, because he knows that that's a movie that people don't want to see, but it's a movie that Kathleen Kennedy forced him to make. So he's kind of like, well, this is the script I got. So how can I work with this and make it something that's palpable to the general audiences? And whatever he's not able to do, he's like, well, I'll try to just keep it low or make it subtle or whatever. But ultimately, I don't think it's going to work. And I'm curious how this will turn out though, because I mean, it's projected to be terrible, but maybe audiences will like it or not. I mean, after all, it is an Indiana Jones movie. I mean, like I've done some looking before at like studios or studios, theaters in my area, and they seem to have lots of tickets available. I mean, maybe people are buying them earlier. People don't buy advanced tickets anymore. Who knows? But I'm curious what my theater is gonna look like when I check this out. But I don't know. I mean, I don't hold out much hope for this. I mean, honestly though, I do hope it is good. I just don't expect it to be good. Maybe I'm just going in with low expectations. So I come out and it's like, okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I don't know if it's going to be a train wreck or just going to be a mediocre movie. To me, those are the worst ones when it's just, it leaves no impact on you. Even bad movies can be comical at times, but I don't know. The middle of the road ones are the ones I truly can't stand though. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Do you think that this is just a movie about a guy getting old? Or is that just kind of like distracting from what the real message of it is? Comment below, let me know. And if you liked the video, click the like button, share the video out there, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.